We're starting off high.
So we can get
I
a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
Trust a human to raise a pack of wolves.
before I would trust a pack of humans to raise a wolf.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
You was hyped for that one. I was
a little slow on it. You see my little
okay.
I was checking settings and stuff.
Listen, this nigga got me nervous. I was like, what the fuck is he hyped for? This nigga about to pull out an old...
Man, it's been a week.
Has it?
I was in the office 3 days this week.
Oh. Is that a lot?
That was a lot for me. It was all good. I was in because there were people on our team who don't live here who were all in town.
Right.
It was good, just connecting with everybody. But at the same time, man, there's a lot of people in. There's a lot of people in.
I mean, how many are below you? Like, is it a team? Is it multiple teams?
So I have a peer now that half of my team went over to him because I was covering for somebody who left. And so even though they're not, quote unquote, my team anymore, they're still on our broader team.
Right.
And so there's, I think, 11 of us total. Something like that, 11 or 12. So it's not huge, but like I said, it was good seeing everybody and had a good time. I'm just tired. I'm tired. I made some choices throughout the week that I probably shouldn't have.
Shit.
Not anything bad. I got a new game, and I'm a little addicted, and it's a little bit of a problem. I'll talk about that here in a bit.
Okay. It's probably something weird.
Oh, it's very me. And you son of a bitch, I watched the Black Mirror episode you were talking about.
Uh-huh.
It's a good episode.
Yeah.
It took me. Now, what you didn't tell me was
if
that
anybody called me, I would know exactly who to go to. I'd be like, oh, that was Mike Fast. I'm about to go get him. He got me in a little machine thing.
It was a little two-parter. You didn't tell me that the first part was in a different season, though, so I kept looking for it and couldn't find it.
So you watched the second one first?
Well, no, because the second one starts with a recap of the first. I was like, oh, this isn't the right one. This ain't the one I'm supposed to be watching.
Okay, right.
But yeah, I do love that show, man.
It's weird. It definitely puts you in a eerie.
There were some very interesting episodes, like the one where he can go into the photographs. That one was interesting.
I didn't watch that one. That one, I'm not gonna lie. So when I do Black Mirror, I scroll through to see what stories hit me the most. And that eulogy one, or I think that's what it's called, eulogy.
It's too close to home right now.
Yeah, I was like, and it's not like that I be in my feels like that, but it's like I can see how that can be
like triggering for that.
Right. Like that could put me in a, and not to mention my mom's birthday was 2 days ago, know, so.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
wouldn't even say triggering because I'm not that kind of nigga. I don't get
No,
triggered.
but I know I understand what you're saying. Like
Right.
that's not
Like,
the right word, but like it could either be like very cathartic, meaning you'd feel like, yeah, that's how I was feeling afterwards and now I'm good.
right.
Or it could be, damn, why
It's
it got
just
me thinking about this?
the irony of it coming up
Yeah.
around now is like, let's hold off on that jazz, you
No,
know? Like that
totally
might be my favorite episode, but let's not watch it right now.
totally get it. And that's a good one because what's his name? Paul Giamatti's in it. And he's
Or
funny.
it could be the exact opposite effect where I laugh my ass off and think it's a few motherfuckers I wish I could hop into pictures of and just box you the fuck up real quick before.
I will say it's an interesting episode, and I could see it's emotional. I'll give it
Let me
that.
go through my picture book and see. Let me see. How many motherfuckers? Oh, hop in this one right here.
And then the other one that I liked was the AI civilization that like
I
only
don't
he
think I
could
saw that.
the only one he could he was the only
Oh
person that
yeah,
could understand it, and he killed people.
uh-huh.
Yeah. For some reason, I want to call them the Meeps, but I think that's from a book that Andrew and I are reading.
I think that was the noise they were making.
Right.
The picture one, did you go back as the age of yourself in the picture? Or do
What
you
was
go back as a
interesting,
third
it
party
it was
of
kind of a
the
third party thing. Like, and I didn't finish that episode. I had something come up that I just kind of walked away from it, and I'll have to circle back to it. But at least the first like three that he went into, it was like he was walking through a holodeck, but he wasn't interacting with anything.
okay.
But the way they teed it up at the beginning of the episode was that um,
You know what happens.
the closer
One of the
you get,
pictures recognizes him there
right,
and
the closer, like the more in touch with your feelings and your memories you are, the more you can interact with it. So I'm sure
right.
by the end of the episode, yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah, he got all sentimental, and the last one was what he got sentimental about. And they were like, "Why are you sad?" And he got tripped out that they were talking to him. And then it got to a "this is all too real for me" situation. And
I'm gonna pull
yeah, we
out the
know.
thing.
Yeah, you know, like I like. Don't get me wrong, I like Black Mirror, but they're M Night Shyamalan. Like you can only pull a fast one on us too many
Many
times
times,
before it's like, yeah, I know your game, G. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Which leads me to my inadvertent thought. Like,
Run it.
what's so eerie about Black Mirror is that we're there. Like, we're living in the times that they're portraying. And, you know, they make it seem like it's futuristic. It's not futuristic. Those little things they had on their head, they already been advertising them. People
Neuralink,
are,
yeah,
yeah, people already been talking about them bitches. You feel what I'm saying? We're
yep.
already there, ladies and gentlemen. So when I see stories like that and like The Simpsons and shit like that, the more I start to think y'all motherfuckers aren't like you're not you're not Nostradamus. You're not
No, they're
predicting anything. You're portraying what you've already seen in the image of what you've created.
well, and the way that I see it is that is the powers that be's way of trying to get us comfortable with the idea before it's revealed.
But I just feel like if that what I they do that a lot, you
Yeah,
know, and there's that rule that if I show it to you, I'm not guilty of it, you
right.
know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is if that was the case, you would stop this whole facade of ooh, the Simpsons got it right again.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be a thing because you're just trying to get me used to it. You're not trying to get me thinking, oh, I've seen this before. Where have
Right.
I So I feel like you're basically just playing back the image in real time.
Yep.
But you know how you can like watch a sports game with somebody, but not in the same room, and your score is 42-38 and my score is still 38-38.
Yeah.
I feel like it's that exactly. You have the faster broadcast to the point that you've seen all this take place, so you can hurry up and script you know what I'm saying, episode about what happens, but it hasn't happened yet for this group of people.
Right. Right.
They're on a lag, they're on a delay from your broadcast to theirs.
Right.
So to us, it seems like you hit the nail on the head when in all actuality, you're just running real-time events to
No,
us.
what it probably is all this shit is probably like out in the open over in China and Japan, and it's just us here in the
Nah,
States
that
and
couldn't be the
Western
case
Europe.
because listen, I don't care how strict you are, Taiwan, China, whatever the case may be. We seen, I don't know if you on the whole side of the internet that I'm not on, but Kai Cenat brought the nigga from Taiwan over here, Ray. He's a fucking superstar right now.
Oh no,
He's a fucking super. They're streamers. Kai Cenat's the biggest streamer in the world, really. Like, awesome.
so if I ask Andrew, Andrew will know who he is.
Andrew will know who he is, guaranteed. I
What's
guarantee
his
you.
name?
Kai Cenat.
Kai Cenat.
Kaicenat.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna ask A Reg.
I guarantee you he knows. And if he doesn't, then boy, y'all gonna grow up to play the same video games. I tell you what. I tell you
he's on
what.
Rocket League right now. At least he was when I came up.
That's all I'm saying.
Man.
But the story, since you don't know him, he's like a streamer. Like, I'm talking like, when I'm saying streamers, like we're talking like multi-millions a month type shit.
Gotcha.
Like, he's put his people on and everything, like bought
he's on
houses.
like the Logan, Jake Paul echelon.
He's had them on their streams with not
Gotcha.
Jake, but he's done shit with Logan before. But it was this dude
By
that
the
came
way,
up.
at some point, I'm going to circle back to this. Logan Paul is the most punchable man on the planet. And since I've been watching WWE leading up to WrestleMania, he is a phenomenal fucking heel because everybody fucking hates him.
Well, you know what?
Sorry, go ahead.
It might be a tie. It might be a tie for him and Jake. Like, they know what they're doing.
Oh, no doubt. No, well, I'm talking just in the context of professional wrestling. Like, the
Right.
way he
Okay.
portrays himself, everybody fucking hates him.
Yeah, I can see that. It tracks to me.
All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrupt. So, Cass and I,
Oh yeah, Kai Cenat. Yeah,
Tyson
so
at.
he got the. Basically, what I'm saying is he ran in. He was doing a stream over in China. He ran into a young dude, Taiwanese dude, and he basically took him under his wing. Like, brought him back to the States with him, put him on with all the shit he was doing. Now the nigga's like another one of the biggest streamers out right now. And the whole point of that was to say that you can lock down, you can censor the internet, cable, whatever the case may be. There will always be, what do they call it? Agent one, the first person to spread the virus.
They're patient zero.
Patient zero. There we go. I was close.
Yeah, I got you.
I wasn't, but
No, you
close
weren't.
enough.
But
Close enough. But what I'm
we'll let it
saying
slide. We'll let it ride.
is slip. There will always be the slip out, and no one would have thought that a young 21-year-old Taiwanese boy would have the ears of 40% of the United States right now.
Yeah.
And I trust and believe, I guarantee they don't want it to be that, because he's saying fuck China every chance he gets.
Okay.
He had to leave the stream to go do his mandatory military, what's it called? And now that he's back is now that he's popping off.
Okay.
So I'm saying they don't want shit like that to happen. And the more you have people over there, the only way you would be able to really control shit is what I'm getting at is if you completely shut down the borders. And I mean like Japanese style. Like, if you're not Japanese, no one's coming in or out of this bitch.
I mean, in a lot of ways, I feel like China does that from a
But you still allow tourists, and you need the tourists to
I
thrive.
hear you, but
You
I'm
can't
saying
do that.
from a digital perspective. I'm not saying like
Right.
physically going there, but from a digital perspective, they're pretty stringent on kind of what they allow out and what they don't.
Right.
It's
And then you
all
get patient
censored.
zeros popping out like Ray. You feel
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to see what goes on through the internet. And this may be the best thing that happens to this generation of people. Them saying, you know what? Maybe we should put the phones down and have conversations 50 yards away.
Yeah.
So it's just between us and not anybody else listening in.
Right.
Because this is essentially that, as opposed to you trying to tap in on a VPN to a Chinese information. You have the guy here.
Yeah.
I've lived there for 20 years of my life. I can tell you everything you need to know. And nobody's going to stop me because now I'm streaming on an American, you know what I'm
Platform.
saying?
Yeah. I got you.
There's always going to be that. So I mean, you can try to silence the shit. You can try to stop the
But life finds a
you feel me?
way. There's always
It
going to be
don't work that way.
pirate radio, sir.
That's why these inbred lab coats is trying to is trying to spark up CERN every fucking month. Every month is a new announcement. They lighten CERN up again. They about to put CERN back. What for what? Because you can't control the inevitable.
Right.
Why else do you need to do that other than I don't like the outcome that's about to take place? I need to change it.
So interesting that you bring up CERN. This isn't about CERN, but it's about the White House Office of Science and Technology.
Oh shit, tell me something new I don't know about.
Has said on record now, and I actually heard the statement, and the way he said it was so nonchalant. Like, yeah, why do you think that's an issue? Or why you don't think we're already doing that? He went on record saying that the United States has technology that can bend space and time. Like what it would be what would be necessary for time travel, what would be necessary for in theory like warp drive, faster than light travel.
Right.
He said it so nonchalantly, like, no, we have the technology to bend space and time. And just kept going on with his sentence. Like that wasn't a big fucking deal.
I mean, but you don't get that out of anybody else but the Trump administration. So again, you gotta, at the very least, you know, people are kicking themselves for claiming they voted for the wrong person. I don't view it as that. I don't view it as that. In order to get
I
wine, you gotta bust a few fucking grapes.
Right. Well, no, and that was, and I've said that too. Like, if he does enough to destroy the shadow, destroy the shield, even though I don't think he's doing anything for us, um, that will have made it worth it. I'll put it
Right.
that way.
There's gonna be inadvertent effects.
Like the whole fucking tariff thing, dude. So
There's gonna
many
be
jobs are being fucking torched because of
there are going to be inadvertent effects from all of these decisions that are going to come to a head where it's like either you planned for this or you about to get swallowed by it.
Yeah. No doubt.
I mean it's gonna come to a head before the next 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get like people outwardly opposing, like not just your little uh marches, but like outward opposition
Yeah.
before the year comes.
Before the end of the year.
Right, before 365 days from the inauguration, I guarantee we'll see something.
Well, what I think will be interesting is when the quote unquote shadow government strikes back.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is, in most regards, is the Fed. So the Federal Reserve, which is actually not part of the federal government, um, they will be able to basically tamp him down with economic policies in terms of interest rates, those kind of things
So you
that
think
will
they
lock
kind
him
of
out.
they kind of collar him is basically what you're saying.
Yep.
Put him on a leash type shit. Like,
Yep. And that's usually what happens is if the Fed thinks things are going in a direction that they don't like, they'll throw the brakes on with basically artificial inflation or interest rates.
that's exposure. Now you're exposing who really matters.
Right.
Who starts coming and cleaning that up is exactly the people you need to start looking at.
Yep. They're the ones that are managing things behind the scenes, dude.
You hear what I'm saying? So again, inadvertently, I said the same thing when he got voted president the first time.
Yeah.
Let him shake some shit up.
Well,
Let him make people uncomfortable. That's what we need. That's the only, because my whole thing is this, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to like
you're good.
take you away from your thought, but what is worse? What's worse actually? Like not seeing what's taking place in front of you and falling victim to what took place, or understanding and not doing anything about it at all.
Yep. No,
And
I'm
right
with you.
now, it's to the point where people are starting to understand. We haven't gotten to the point where the collective as a whole have wanted to do something about it.
Right.
But
well,
we're getting to the point where the pot's starting to simmer.
And the trick there is that you can't let them give you another false savior. Like somebody who comes out, someone who comes out and get another fucking Joe Biden, dude. I was against when Joe Biden got elected because he's just another member of the status quo. Like we need a true outsider that isn't in it to better themselves.
But
And
I mean, what is
unfortunately,
it?
to your point, you're not going to get that because the only people who achieve that level of power are people who are in it for themselves.
Right. I think it was the Ninjas or Butterflies podcast. They just talked about in this past episode. It's the problem reaction solution method.
Yep.
We present the problem to elicit a reaction that will be okay with our solution. Taking away some of your freedoms.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been going since the beginning of time, right? But we've just now gotten to a point as far as our lifespan to where we can look back and say, it's all too familiar. This is all too familiar. Now, what you want to compare it to is up to you. You know, you got motherfuckers comparing it to the Great Depression, to fucking the what's it called? What is it called? The shit that they never want you to forget. They won't let you forget it, but somehow it goes out of my mind.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? Germany.
Oh, World War II?
No, not the war. The
Nazis? What are
you talking
like
about? What do they call that?
Fascism?
No, the shit against the Jews. What do they call
the Holocaust?
That? The Holocaust.
Oh, Jesus.
The Holocaust.
Oh, man.
But you feel what I'm saying, though? Like people will compare it to anything that they can.
Well, and what's crazy, like, and you and I have talked about this on the show in the past, the comparison to the Great Depression is an apt one, but it doesn't even come close to describing what we're dealing with right now.
Right, we're beyond that, bitch. Don't bring up I don't care about no chimney sweeps, ho.
but it's insane because even during the Great Depression, like the average house was still only twice your annual salary.
Right.
Now it's like 8 times your annual salary, depending on, I mean, 8 times the national average.
Shit, let TikTok and Instagram tell it. Even the motherfucking the indentured servants had fallen winter off.
Right.
You hear what I'm saying? We don't even have that.
Even the sharecroppers.
Motherfuckers are lucky to have Good Friday off of work.
No doubt. I didn't have it off. Kiddo had it off of school, which is another fucking mechanism of this shit.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Like schools,
dump the tea.
It's insane.
Dump the tea. We should have been dumped the tea.
What is the tea that we can dump? The problem is our government doesn't provide us with anything.
Swirlies. Ocean, we need to give these rich motherfuckers ocean swirlies.
But to your point, I do think that the boycotts against Target, the boycotts against Amazon, the boycotts against Sam's Club, like, which is Walmart.
It gets motherfuckers' attention, but it doesn't hurt anyone.
But that's the same with the Boston Tea Party. Like, that was one shipment.
Nah, the Boston Tea Party was motherfuckers actively saying, I'm ready to get buck.
That's fair.
It wasn't no fucking, I'm not going to buy from you, bitch. Nah, let's take it a step further, and everything you sell, we'll throw in the ocean.
Except
that's what that was.
Except I need that.
And that's the thing. That's where Amazon gets you.
We've been like, fucking drilled into consumerism.
They don't sell that everywhere. And that's the only place I know I can get it.
Right.
Damn, you got me, Bezos.
This is the only place where I can buy 7 shirts for my son for $30. Like,
you know what I'm saying? My grandma said she wants some night lights to put in like the hallways so she can see when she's walking. And I said, well, where the fuck do you get those other than Amazon?
Right.
I'm gonna need a 6-pack, and that's the only place I know.
Yeah, I've broken on my Amazon stuff a little bit lately because I needed very specific things for a remodel that I'm doing in the office.
No, that's really what it is. It's really just the specific shit.
But to your point though, like, I have pulled back on a lot of it. Like, I'm not getting random shit off of there. I'm getting shit that to your point, like, I can't think of where else I can get it.
My whole thing is, why should I try it your way if you're not willing to try it my way?
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why should I? That's my whole thing about it. Yeah. And I don't know. You never know. The ways may align. They both may be the same way.
Maybe.
For entertainment purposes, they could be completely opposite. Which is true. You'll never know. But I'm just saying, if you're not willing to hear me out, why the fuck am I hearing you out?
Well, along with that, you had the Boston Tea Party. You had the shot heard around the world, right? So, I mean, in a lot of ways, that first shot was already fired.
What is that? Re-educate me to white history.
The shot heard around the world.
Yeah, what was it?
Wasn't that what kicked off Paul Revere's ride?
Who shot? Who was the shooter?
I don't think we actually know, but it was like basically the first casualty between the British Empire and America and the United States, or what would be.
And nobody really died.
Who knows?
Oh, I know.
I mean, that's all, at this point.
Nobody died. Somebody lit a firework and was like, them bitches shot at us.
The opening shot of the battles of Lexington and Concord, which marked the start of the Revolutionary War.
Police do that all the time.
No, but what I'm saying is Luigi fired the first shot in this war.
Oh, you think that's what that was? I don't think that's what that was.
I do. I think that was the first true sign of civil disobedience of we're not going to take this shit anymore.
That was a sign of a boiling point being reached.
Yeah.
But I don't think the first shot's been fired yet. I think that's when the collective mindset all resonates on the same goal. I don't think Luigi was
you can say that, but like
precursor.
Even in the Revolutionary War, like Declaration, so that was in 1775. We didn't sign the Declaration until 1776. And even when we signed the Declaration, there were a lot of people in the colonies that didn't want to go to war with Britain. So I hear what you're saying, but I don't think it is a true collective. I think it is a vocal, maybe a majority, but a vocal portion.
I guess where I waver is how far of a distance was it from the quote-unquote shot heard around the world to Paul Revere's ride saying the British are coming?
Let's see. So that was April 19th, 1775.
And I'll tell you right now, if it's more than a year, just by historical perspective, from the 24 to
No, to your
25,
point, it was immediately following.
right. That's not enough. That our collective wasn't to respond to that. Then I would say there that was the shot heard around the world. But until there's a response, there's been more of a response from countries outside of the United States protesting what the United States is doing than us waking up to do something about it ourselves.
I mean, you again saw a big portion of the population, at least the young people. There have been protests kind of ongoing. I don't think they've had the steam that they did the first
Listen,
time Trump was in office.
that's where I say, and I'm not gonna lie, like, and I don't even give a fuck if it comes off disrespectful. Where the cucky ass boomers at?
Well, the
Y'all
boomers,
were the don't take no nonsense. We gonna can you continue out the the
the
United States
boomers aren't going
way.
to do shit to help us because they're the ones living off the spoils. They're
But
the
you see what
ones
I'm saying
who
though?
have
You
forced. Those are the same people that forced Gen X, forced millennials, forced Gen Z either into lower wages or push them into expensive colleges and push them out into low wage jobs. They are the reason why we're saddled with this debt.
and send them to fight the wars.
They are holding on to every last bit of wealth that they can until they're gone.
That's why I say me and my grandma have a conversation all the time. That's where I say I side with the Vikings. If you can't keep up, you gotta either take your leap off this cliff or dis the fuck up here.
Right.
But we can't have you slowing us down.
Right.
So until we stand up and say, take the fucking leap, we're going to be in this situation. Yeah. And the issue is that with all of the, and this is going to be offensive to a lot of people, but the talks with the hyper masculinity or toxic masculinity and all that, you're subjugating the warriors.
Right.
The ones that are going to fight for you, you're demonizing them.
Yep.
To the point that why would they want to at this point? They'll go saddle up and find a nice little quiet spot to defend themselves.
For themselves. Yep.
It's by design, and you dumb fucks fell for it head and shoulders.
You're right.
You can't see it coming?
No doubt.
Get rid of all the fighters. Make it toxic for a fighter to be involved with everyday working class civil, and then you have nobody to protect you.
Right.
And you're wondering why trafficking and everything's on the rise, because you've run away all the people that would have stopped that from happening. And you thought the police was here to help? Is that what you thought?
No. It is great.
And that's another reason why it'll take, listen, a shot heard round the world in 2025, that would look like John Wilkes Booth with a musket. You're loading it in front of people. Do you see what do you see this? All right. I'm about to shoot it. Are y'all, listen, watch. Are you watching?
I mean, we were closer to that probably in the 90s with Oklahoma City bombing, the federal building bombing in Oklahoma City.
Right now, you've gotten so many zombies that are afraid to fucking wake up. It's to the point that they like, what? You ain't gonna do what they said you should do? How you gonna live?
Right.
It's niggas living in vans as we speak. What do you mean, how am I gonna live? You think I should continue this fucking rat race is what you're telling me? Shit's crazy, I'm trying to tell you. And motherfuckers will rock you to sleep telling you what it is you should and shouldn't do. And it's ironic that the ones that are telling you that are the ones that never had to feel it.
Right.
You never had to feel it.
No. I hear you.
Listen, it was another Instagram or TikTok reel or something I seen. They said you'll never break generational cycles trying to make the generation that started it happy.
Oh, no. But that goes back to the turnings and everything we've talked about in the past too.
Say
Like
more.
the turnings,
Oh,
the generations, like
right.
it's a 4-generation cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, us and Gen X were the suffering generation that honestly needs to kind of step and either clear the way for Gen Z to lead it out or do it ourselves.
I mean, it's
And
I don't think I
the problem is that our generation is fucking exhausted.
right.
And I've seen
That's really
so
what it
many
is.
like millennial memes lately that are millennials are that group of 40 or 30 late 30 early 40s or 30 to 40-year olds that look 20 to 30 and feel 80 to 90 like and it's a joke, but I mean I've seen a lot of that shit lately, and it's funny because it's true. Like we were the last generation, I think, that was really hard pushed towards, active productivity, go to college, find the job, blah blah blah. The problem is that they pushed us that way, and then there was nothing for us when we got out.
All right.
Like you and I are fortunate, and I know your situation is because of family stuff. I know I'm very fortunate to be, especially a single millennial who owns a home.
All right.
Like there are a lot that don't.
All right.
And that's because it has been designed to force us out. Because boomers and corporations are buying all this shit up and are suffocating our generation. And dude, I can't imagine a Gen Z person unless they come from generational wealth being able
Right.
to ever afford a home.
All right.
Like
What's
that's not
available?
right.
What's available at that point?
Right. Well, and on top of that, so not only are we not building new homes, because guess what? All those tariffs we're levying, we import everything to build shit. So
Right.
that's number two. Number one is they've forced us out, and now there are people would rather see the home be vacant so that they can make more money off of it than rent it at an affordable price or sell it.
Right.
So to your point, like new homes have been steadily declining forever, it seems like. Because all they're doing is buying up these old properties and converting them into multi apartments.
Right.
They're
That's where the
basically
money is.
they're basically creating new fucking slums. Like they're creating projects. Except the
Right.
projects have been privatized now. And so
Right.
it's not even government funded. It is private companies that are making money off of this shit now. Dude, across the
Um,
street from East Market, they just built like this big apartment building. Dude, those apartments are going for like 1,500 for a one bedroom.
for real.
Yeah. Dude, I had coming out of college, and I got this cheap. I will acknowledge it was cheap. I was paying $750 for a 2 bedroom. My place in Pittsburgh.
Right.
And now we're talking double that for a 1 bedroom, so double that for half of what I had. Man, get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
The system is designed.
let it Luigi take out a few landlords and see how shit work.
Oh, and they're easier targets.
You hear me? You gotta come collect, my G. You gotta make sure it's here.
The problem is that the ones that are the biggest problem, they won't come collect because they're paying a property manager to do it for them. And that property
So
manager is making probably not enough to survive.
right. Well, no, because they probably got a free property somewhere in the vicinity.
No, property manager? No way, dude. They make like 50 grand a year, 40 grand a year.
Yeah, but they usually in those jobs, well, at least with apartments, they'll give you a free apartment and you just pay
Maybe.
your utilities.
Maybe.
I mean, but you know who the house nigga is.
Right.
We need fuck a Batman. We need a Robin Hood.
No doubt. No doubt.
We need a Prince of Thieves. And I was thinking about it, like, how could you do that nowadays? Like, you would have to have some sort of hacking ability.
Yeah.
You couldn't do it like back in the day.
Well, and what's interesting is I don't know. Well, and maybe it's because they would never let us know if someone managed to pull it off. I'm actually surprised there isn't more quote unquote hacktivism.
Ooh, hacktivism. I like that.
I didn't
You
coin
heard that
it.
from
Yeah,
somewhere?
I heard
Okay, I was about to say, where did you hear that from? It's
but
not in the right spaces if you have heard it, because I haven't heard it.
but that is one that I mean, if you think about like when Anonymous
That's what I was
doxes,
about to say. Where are they at when you need them?
right? Well, I mean, to be frank, I think a lot of them were put away. A lot of
Really?
the high profile ones, I think, were caught and put away,
If I'm being honest, I never took
or
them that serious.
or they got hired as basically black hat hackers, but working for the man, working
But what
for
did they ever really
corporations.
do?
A lot of it was just information dumps, like to your point, and
They never did anything.
they've
Like
shut
if
down they've DDoS, so denial of service. They've done that to a bunch of hate groups that they've basically like shut down their websites, that kind of stuff. But to your point, the problem is that I don't know that there has been any collective or anything that's been able to take aim at um, a major player, because you got to think the major players there are the billionaires who created the tech, and they have the funds to basically pay the best hackers to actually work for them to counteract any kind of hacking attack.
right, right. So
So
how do you do it?
it's beyond my expertise, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like we've evolved to a place where you might not be able to get no action out of fingers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying for entertainment purposes only. If somebody came up missing and fingers got sent to their family, the family's like, do what you will. I was waiting for this
Someone
day
to
to
do
come.
this.
You know what I'm saying? Like we've gotten so far from humanity in a sense when it
Yeah.
comes to greed that wouldn't even like nobody's like, oh my gosh, this is my husband's wedding band. They like been had a policy on this nigga. Oh well.
Oh man.
You think I didn't know he was worth money? I knew I was gonna get fingers mailed here eventually.
Actually.
We don't negotiate with
With
terrorists.
terrorists.
That's what it is. That's where we're at right now.
Oh man. Thanks. Thanks.
And my whole thing is, unless we from a like a personal level, you know what I'm saying? Like real talk, fuck being Luigi, right? Fuck being Luigi. That's like being the nigga that records themselves giving a homeless person $100 bill. You don't have to do that. You can give out ones in silence.
Right.
If you know a nigga that's greedy like that, fuck them up on a private level. You know what I'm saying? On a
Well,
private, nobody needs to know. They just have to get theirs.
to be fair,
Eventually, they'd be like, either karma's on my ass or niggas know what I'm doing. I need to change it up.
to be fair, it's not like Luigi went live streaming when he did all this shit. He did it very quietly. And it's not like he posted a bunch of shit immediately following, because he was at large for a couple of days.
No, but you meant to make a statement, is what I'm saying. And the reason why I say that is because you X somebody out in front of the meeting they were walking into. You didn't catch him walking out his house. That would
Yeah.
have been more discreet. They'd be like, oh, did he get mugged? What was the case?
Right.
But when you X somebody out in front of the door they were opening up to go do some nefarious shit, you're letting people know I'm making a statement.
Right.
This
That's
will
fair.
not go down.
But that's also I got mixed
I'm not
feelings on that.
saying X people out in private. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you just said.
No, what I'm getting at is
allegedly.
no, this is very legit. This is very legit. And you can put this down. What I'm saying is we need to bring back times where you would fear that I would.
Yeah.
I don't have to do it, but you have to know that enough people are watching you. And out of all of those people, there may be 50 to 100 that really want me gone if I do this.
Right.
Need to think about it. We have gone so far from repercussions for acts like that these inbreds feel comfortable doing it. Not only do they feel comfortable doing it, they feel like even if they choose to do something about it, we'll be long gone by the time that takes place.
Right.
We need to get back to a point where action is immediate.
Instead of like, yeah, no, I'm with you.
Instead of waiting to hear what listen, we're not judges. They hire judges for a reason. Let them judge.
Right.
We're just here to see what happens. You look like you're involved. If you weren't involved, you should have done a better job of separating yourself from it.
Yeah.
Deal with the consequences.
Right.
And I don't feel like that's anything wild to say.
No, and I'm with you. And it's funny because it's there've been a couple of songs lately, and they're not like new songs, but like outlaw country music. There's one with Brantley Gilbert, the whole "Read Me My Rights" song. Hardy has one that's like "Wait in the Truck," and is basically vigilante justice. And
I mean, if they're not gonna give it to us,
we need to take it.
Right. I mean, and I mean that every way. You can come looking for me. I mean that in every way.
Yeah.
If you're no longer here to protect me, then that means you're here to harm me. So that means I need protection from you as well. And if nobody has been appointed to protect me from you, it's my God-given right to protect myself from anything. And anybody that tries to impede on that right to protect yourself, you already know it's an enemy.
Yeah.
Because the average person doesn't want nothing. I don't want nothing from nobody else.
No.
Just want a fair wage and to be left the fuck alone. If that is too much to ask, then we should have been fighting. Shouldn't take my dumb ass saying something on the internet to get people riled up, ready to should have been done that, dumbass.
There's a bunch of quote unquote men's activists, usually female creators, that are they give the fuck them, feed them, leave them alone. Like that's all they want.
Listen.
Facts.
And if that's the world we live in, that's what I'm saying. Just let me know what the relationship is.
Right.
That's a relationship. Are you here to love me, or are we just fucking each other, feeding each other, and leaving each other alone? Let me know. But if this is a long haul situation where I gotta pay for fucking dinner every year to the tune of 40% of my check in taxes at the end of it, then I better be getting fucked a lot more than you've been doing.
No doubt. Well, and I think too, when we're talking about
a good fuck, not the fuck that we were originally talking about.
But when we're talking 30 to 40% of your wages going to taxes, and then another 40 to 60% going to your housing for most people, like how are
we
you
already
supposed
over
to survive?
100%.
Right.
We at 110% right now, sir. What the fuck you want me to do?
Well, all right. That extra 60 to 40 is of what's left. So if you're already being taxed 30%, then what?
Let's keep it a buck, though.
60% of that 70%. Like, you're left with 10% of your wages to actually
even
do
that
anything
sounds
with.
like a good situation. A lot of people are paying 100% of their wages after that 40% tax towards their rent, hoping they can recoup with the second check of the month.
That's what I'm saying.
And even half of that check goes to utilities, bills, insurance, cell phone, internet, cable, whatever you got.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when motherfuckers say you'll own nothing and you'll enjoy it, they might have been right, because right now it seems like we are on a path to not saying a fucking word and just taking it in the ass, no Vaseline.
Yeah.
And that may sound vulgar. I wish I had more vulgar words to use. Because that isn't explaining what the fuck is taking place currently.
All right. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit here.
And please, let's brighten up the...
No, because it's going to be bad. I'm actually going to take the side of our oppressors. So I've been playing this game. It's called Stellaris. You've probably seen it on, like, in the stores or whatever, or in, like, the PlayStation store or the Xbox store. Maybe it's just Xbox, because I think it's part of Game Pass is how I found it. And I've seen it before, but I've never really gotten into it. I think the best way I can describe it is like space Risk.
Okay.
But basically,
you're playing live.
You can
with other people.
Well, you can do it with other people. I'm doing all. You know me. I like the single player shit.
Right.
And then the single player mode, you can like slow down and speed up time too. But it's basically you start off with like one planet under your control, and then it's basically like a galaxy wide. Like, you have to build your empire. You can be militaristic. You can invest in research. You can do all this stuff. Dude, I've stayed up so late playing this game the last 3 days.
Because you enjoy fucking colonizing. Colonizing the galaxy.
Very much a colonizer. I have five different other nations, space nations, that are...
How many planets does that translate to?
Let's see. I think, well, it's interesting because not every... It's more about like what I'll call like star systems or solar systems.
Okay.
Because not every solar system has planets where you can put people.
Right. Okay.
So I have about 50 planets right now, but I have like 120 systems.
Right. Okay.
And I've been to war 4 times. Only one did I actually know. 2 I started. The first one I started, it was because...
You started them all.
No, I only started 1.
See, that's the way y'all think. You started them all. You encroached on other areas.
Well, I legitimately...
It was like, oh, you started this war. I just want you to know it.
I legitimately wanted to clear a path through this one empire who was blocking me off from the rest of the galaxy. So that time I went to war. The next time I went to war with them, and I pretty much dismantled them in that first war.
Right.
That second war, dude, I don't know how they upgraded their shit. I don't know how they did the research to make their ships better. They fucking hurt me, and I lost like a third of my planets at one point.
Listen, I'm just saying, you might be Simpsons Black Mirror in the future exactly how you said it. Right? You might be exactly explaining
now
why motherfuckers try to change the reality, because listen, that second time not gonna be as easy as that first one.
Now, the 3 other wars I was in were all because nations that were quote unquote under my protection were attacked. And we won all of those. But it's an interesting
Those
game.
are the ones that took place while you weren't logged online.
Pretty much, yeah.
You just hopped back on and was like, 3 wars won.
Well, and they 50,000
right. Civilians captured.
Massacred or captured, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting, and it's, it's sucked me in a little bit just because the way because you can speed up time, but everything's calculated in basically like months, not days, but the clock ticks in days.
Right.
So
instead of seconds, you got days, and the days are captured. So how long is a month in the game's
like
time?
in real time,
Right.
a month takes, well, it depends on what speed you've got it set it at. At its
Okay.
fastest, a month is like 30 seconds to a minute. At its
Okay.
slowest, a month could be half an hour.
Okay. And depending on what's going on in your specific galaxy is how fast you would have that time set.
Right, exactly. So if
Right.
there's like a bunch of shit all happening at once, you can actually pause time and like go deal with the individual shit. Or
Ah,
or if you're at war and like let's say they wiped out one of your fleets, you can speed up time to build other ships, but that could also allow them to speed up in terms of encroaching on you.
right.
So there's a lot of bits and pieces like that, but and the research component is interesting because you're building basically like new technology, so like new hydroponic farming, new spaceship designs for war, new
So when you
technology for
beat certain
hyperspace.
people, you get different.
I don't even think it's beating because there are empires that I've joined with and empires I've defeated like that I didn't get any kind of technology bonus from. Like I didn't get new technology because of them.
Right.
Now, I may have had access to it, but I still couldn't like build it myself. So if
So
I
what's the
captured,
incentive?
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, what's the incentive to find the new technology then?
Well, because to my point earlier, like if somebody goes to war with me, like there are two nations kind of within my borders that I don't control, and it's because both of them have army or have a fleet that is 10 times stronger than anything I have.
Right.
And so if I ever want to claim that space that is while it's within my borders, I don't own that territory.
Right.
I'm going to
You
have
have
to like
to.
get better technology in order to go after them.
So okay, I might have framed the question wrong. So not necessarily the motivation, but like what is it? So like in a sports game, right?
Yep.
The more you shoot three pointers, the more you hit three pointers, the better your 3 point attributes become. So, what is it exactly you would have to do to come up with these new?
So you manage basically all of the resources of a planet and are of the planets that you colonize and then planets
So,
that
like
are within your
mining
system.
could give you,
Bingo. Like on a
okay,
planet, you can build city districts, which are basically just like living spaces for people. You can build industrial districts, which make I think they actually call them consumer goods. So basically,
right,
the things that people in the cities need in order to like be quote unquote happy.
right.
You can build a mining district. You can build an energy plant district, or you can build a farming district. And then
That
within
honestly sounds like a cell phone game.
I mean, I could see your take on that. Like, and it's not going to be for everybody, but it reminds me of a game that actually Gordon and I used to play that was called Star Wars Rebellion, which was basically the same thing, except you either controlled the Empire or you controlled the Rebels. And it was
Right,
about like how do you get the galaxy on your side,
right,
which is basically the end point of this game. The end point of this game is not about how big you are or like how many planets you control. It's basically about like your galactic influence.
right,
And
right,
whoever
right.
has quote unquote like the biggest influence in the galaxy is the quote unquote winner of the game.
So the real question is, where did you get your DNA synthesizer from, and how many motherfuckers do you know are currently manning your ships in real time?
Time.
Because if I get a call,
Well,
if it's an invite,
I'm just gonna let you know. There's a the my Minister of Defense is I mean his name's Clifford Jennings.
hmm
The problem is that because this game takes place like I think you start off in the year 2200 and you can adjust how long it goes.
so
But like
I wouldn't even know I was captured for another.
Or you could have been captured and already died
1,801 years.
Right, exactly. But yeah, that's been 3 nights this week. I stayed up past 12 playing. It was dumb.
Well, I hate to do it to you, but give me some more details because I need 60 seconds.
Oh, but yeah, so I see Esam out in the chat, or Esam at Esam. It is a great game. I agree. I love it too. And it does remind me a lot of Star Wars Rebellion from back in the 90s. Let's see. The Reeds, I'm sure, is out there, but I think that game in particular, it's just scratching the itch. I mean, outside of that, I've also been doing a fair amount of WWE 2K. I think that maybe for next week's episode, if our boy Malk watches WrestleMania this weekend, I will he and I maybe hop on and give a recap of WrestleMania. I think from that perspective, uh, what's interesting is, so when it comes to professional wrestling, like I pick it up maybe every third year, and it's usually around the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, and I kind of follow it just to see what happens. Thinking about like the card at this point, the only thing that I think I really have access to that I watch regularly or have been watching regularly is Monday Night Raw. And so, for those of you that are watching Monday Night Raw, like the 4 big matches that I can think of off the top of my head are, you've got the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental title between Penta, Finn Balor, Braun Breaker, and fucking Dominic Mysterio, who still annoys the shit out of me. You've got the triple threat between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns.
Are you talking about WWE?
I am, man. I switched gears. I was basically saying, hey, WrestleMania is this weekend, and after WrestleMania, I'll have to see if Malk can come on, and he and I could do like an hour on just talking WrestleMania.
Oh, he good for that.
But the triple threat, and the last time that I got into wrestling was probably 4 or 5 years ago, and because Andrew got into it for a little bit, and he and I went to that SmackDown live here in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I was going through videos earlier today. Like, I've got a video of him dapping up AJ Styles, who AJ Styles is facing Logan Paul.
Okay.
And I don't even think there's a belt on the line. I think AJ Styles is just representing the everyman.
What's that? Never mind.
The everyman, like the fans.
Oh,
and
okay.
how much we hate Logan Paul. So you've got that one. But even back in when A-Reg and I went to go see SmackDown, like the bloodline was just starting. So like Roman Reigns and the Usos or whatever, they were just kind of on their trail and just starting to be shoved down our throats. I still can't stand any of those guys. And I know they're super popular now, but like Roman Reigns may be the worst wrestler on the planet. Like, literally, he has the Superman punch and the spear, and those are the only moves I ever see him do. And he's not that good on the mic. Like, he has to have Paul Heyman talk for him half the time. And out of those 3, like, I think I'm supposed to hate CM Punk the most. And he's the only guy that I know and, like, want to see win that match. Now, they're probably going to give it to Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. Like, I don't think Punk has a chance. And then you've got the world title match or the WWE title match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena, which John Cena is starting to look his age. Like, he looks like Ric Flair did towards the end of his career in terms of, like, don't get me wrong, he's still built, but like his skin sags. Like, bruh, it's probably time to hang it up. And he is, like, he's on his goodbye tour or whatever. And then the
he about to hang the plaid, the denim jeans.
The denim jeans up. Yep. Let's see who else. The women's match, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are entertaining. I cannot stand Bianca Belair. Cannot stand her.
Let's see who that is.
Bianca Belair is the one with the long braid, and she actually uses it as like a weapon during matches and shit. Oh yeah, no, like this shit drags on the floor when she walks. It's that long.
She uses it as a weapon.
Oh yeah, I watched Elimination Chamber, which was the February pay-per-view, and she literally opened somebody up with it. Like whipped her.
Oh yeah, I know exactly.
And cracked her and split her stomach open.
What?
I'm telling you, man. I think it was
what
Liv
the fuck
Morgan.
Are y'all, what was in her hair?
I don't know. She's just how she whipped her. I don't know. Maybe it got caught like a bobby pin or something was in it to keep it tight. I don't know.
Oh shit.
But Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumble, but nobody wants her in the title match with Rhea Ripley and Io.
That's crazy.
And then the other one that I know about, but because it's mostly on SmackDown, I don't ever see, is Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. And from what I've heard, that one's gotten a little personal in terms of, like, Charlotte Flair's been through some personal shit over the last year and a half, and Tiffany Stratton has kind of gone off script and, like, talked about it in the ring, like, in front of crowds and stuff. So,
but they can't break character.
No, exactly. So I think it's interesting. It's been, I mean, that the Intercontinental title is probably the one that is going to be the quote unquote best match. Like, Finn Balor is good. Braun Breaker is like a young Goldberg, is kind of how they're building him and making him look. And then Penta, I mean, that dude hits some crazy fucking moves in the ring, dude. Like, his finisher is called, I think it's called like the Mexican Destroyer or something. And he basically puts them in position for a pile driver, flips over them, holding them, and then pile drives them. And it's just, it's the athleticism it requires. I'm just like,
right.
Wow. So that's been a cool one too. But no, so WrestleMania is this weekend. I will have to get with Malk and see if he and I can hop on either on this channel or on the maybe we'll take over, hit the showers for
yeah, y'all got it. That'll be y'all shit.
For a WrestleMania review.
That'll be y'all shit. I'm not even gonna join the show.
No, you're not even gonna come on. Well, Malcolm and I'll have a good time then.
I'll just be sitting there looking like I've been looking. What you talking about?
Well, motherfucker, you left me, so.
Oh no, I'm just motherfucking talking shit. Like when you walk in somewhere and it's a whole bunch of niggas speaking Spanish and you don't understand. Like, did that motherfucker say negro? What the fuck did he just say? There ain't no fucking Moreno, motherfucker.
Man. I'm trying to think if I had anything else. Because you left at the middle of the Stellars.
Right, I thought you was gonna run through the controller layout. I thought you was gonna, I thought
well, that's what I was gonna be.
It was gonna be like R2. Shoots your supersonic missiles, and the longer you hold it, you charge them sons of bitches.
Well, it's funny because I found it on Xbox Live, but it's the first game I've played on PC in a long time. Because I went over to PC because it's easier to do everything on that. Because it's, I mean, point and click's a lot easier on PC versus, to your point, like having to memorize. Well, you have to hold this button and this button to get to this screen, and it's just, I can't do it.
Right.
Oh, man.
Well, shit.
Oh, here's one for you. A-Reg and I, he was off school today. And I
think
he
got Good Friday. Yeah, you said that, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think he was going to he thought he was just going to play video games all day, but he got put to work, which was good.
What you have him do?
Yeah, he did the dishes, he did laundry, he cut the grass in the front yard. What else did he do? Oh, and he planted some seedlings for us to move outside here in a couple of weeks.
All right.
So he did his part. You know, he's 10. He turns 10 on Tuesday. Turns 10 on Tuesday. Double digits. Yeah. So that was fun.
Been double digits.
What?
That little nigga been double digits.
From a size perspective, he's been triple digits for a while.
There it is. That motherfucker boy, he might take me down.
He's thick, dude, and he's stronger than he realizes, and he's starting to figure it out.
Uh-huh.
Dude, he grabbed my arm the other day, and was kind of like arm barring it. I'm like, you need to cut that shit out because I'm gonna have to fight you.
You hear me? You're gonna see a different reaction.
My fear is he's gonna get big and I'm gonna have to fight dirty with him. Like, you see that kneecap of yours? I'm gonna put my foot right behind it. Bam! Drop him down
don't
quick.
Let me grab you. Don't let me get a hold of you.
You better stick and move, kid. You better use what speed advantage you got.
Listen, I get the squeezing shit. It's not gonna be good for neither of us.
I know several pressure points that are easy to grab. Thank you.
You know, I get to squeezing some shit.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. He's got a game tomorrow as long as the rain holds out for soccer, and then he's got his birthday party tomorrow night.
Okay, anything special planned for the party?
So we did it he's doing basically what he did last year. So
no strippers?
No strippers. As long as the weather holds out, I'm gonna ref a game. And the question is it a two-hand touch football or are they gonna play soccer? So
So you don't know which is which.
No, because he's gonna make the call when.
Oh, you would be reffing his game.
Yeah. Him
and
his friends.
If I'm the opposite coach, I'm like, get him out of here.
He's got 9 friends coming over, so it'll be 5-on-5 something.
Oh, okay. I see what
you see what
saying.
I'm saying
I thought
now?
you meant on like a weekend, like a season game.
No. But yeah, so he's doing that. I don't know. Shar always tries to overstructure it. Like she's gonna do some. I think she called minute to win it games.
What's that? Like drills?
No, more like little table games, like shit you would do in school, basically. Like how many Cheerios can you pick up with a string of spaghetti in your mouth?
That tracks.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
I love you, Shar, but that tracks. That tracks right there.
That's about right. Yep. So that'll be fun, but I'm hoping to be able to get a nap in between his game.
Oh, no naps. No naps.
I need the nap. I need the nap. And no football this weekend because of Easter, so.
Never mind.
We went 3-2. I think
3-2.
We went 3-2.
Did the playoffs start?
Playoffs start the week after Easter, so they'll start next weekend. We'll see. What's interesting is we either destroyed or got destroyed. Like there was no middle ground for us.
Right. How much does this league cost?
It's not terrible. I want to say it's like 120
for 5 games.
Yeah, that's bullshit because it used to be for 8 or 6. I think it was 6. But now they give us I think you get at least 2 in the playoffs.
Right.
Because it's double elimination with a consolation bracket.
So what is most of the money going to the space that you're occupying?
I'm assuming that it's going to field rent and to pay officials.
Right.
I mean, they do get a jersey every year. So, $20-$30 of it is that. Probably another 10 of it is a football and flags.
You just never realized how much they were taking your parents until you're a parent yourself. And you like, why the fuck am I paying $75 for you to prance around a stage? What are they putting the money towards?
Right. Well, it's just the entry fee for these. For individual sports, it's the entry fee into the competition most of the time.
But everybody gets a trophy.
Well, that's why the entrance fee is so expensive, Cliff. They have to pay for all those trophies.
Have children tiers and a cheaper price. And then we can train our kids to be the best again.
Right.
Meanwhile, China's over there dribbling basketballs with both hands doing karaoke, and everybody's like, why are these kids beating us and
And
everything?
everything.
What, their TikTok algorithms are different than ours? Nah, bitch. You got your motherfucker in the corner counting Honey Nut Cheerios with spaghetti in his mouth.
Thanks. Which is why I'm going over to ref a real game. Where there will be no fouls unless blood is drawn.
Let's take it back. And the winner gets sacrificed. The
winner shouldn't get sacrificed. That's the problem. That's the problem with the nation right now, is that we've been sacrificing the winners. We need to start sacrificing the fucking losers.
My rituals, baby. That's what only strong survive.
All right, man. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, nothing comes to mind.
All right.
I feel like I just complained a lot.
Yeah, you do that. Or you shit on shit for no reason, so.
Listen, I didn't let you get off your colonizer game.
WWE.
Wrestling.
Both of which you left during, so let's not get it twisted.
Oh, that makes sense too, you know? I mean, I didn't know if it was a podcast or a reaction video for a minute. I was like, wait, am I supposed to be?
Speaking of reaction videos, I did see Minecraft last weekend.
A reaction video? What did they do? What was Minecraft doing?
Well, Minecraft came out. The movie came out.
And, the movie. Okay, I follow.
And a bunch of teens and tweens on TikTok have been streaming themselves doing obnoxious shit in the movie theater, like throwing entire buckets of popcorn when a certain scene happens, or they brought a live chicken in when the person was riding a chicken in the movie. Like,
that means the movie's not good enough.
No, but that movie made bank, and it is the top box office of the year so far.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Then why you gotta make your own entertainment in the theater?
Well, just because, that's what that generation does. It's all for the clout and the streams. I say from my podcast.
Oh shit, don't come out with a Fortnite movie. I hate to see
the shit that would go on there, no doubt.
These motherfuckers going Gaza from the ceilings and shit.
Oh man. All right, sir. We got to take us out.
You already know the deal by now. I mean, love everybody. At least try. And I mean, start. Let me stop. Start.
Throw some tea in the ocean.
There we go. There we go. If you find out where the tea's at, let me know. First, have to identify the tea.
Right.
We don't even know what the fuck the tea is.
Well, for those of you joining us on TikTok tonight, because I saw a bunch of people join in kind of throughout the stream, appreciate it. If you're joining us on Instagram, same thing. Do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell them to troll, and do us a favor, subscribe to the podcast over on Spotify, because that is the easiest place to get monetized.
Them niggas left.
No punches pulled. TikTok. None of it.
The TikTok and the Instagram viewers left when they saw we wasn't doing dance tutorials.
That's probably true. And with all of that, peace out, fools.